right? Conditional means, so if something happens, do something. Okay, if something is true, do this. If it's not true, do something else. Okay, so condition, there are condition, right? There are conditions. So the if so how do we write conditional statements in pretty much in any programming language? Is mostly in most programming languages it's the same thing. It's if, right? If statement. It's almost every programming language has if statement, right? So if statement works like this. Okay, so if statements looks like this. So if you have, if is the keyword, right? If is the keyword, right? And then you have some condition here. Okay, some condition, right? Some condition, right? I'll just say con for condition, right? And then you put a colon. Okay, you put a colon, right? And then so last time I mentioned indentation, right? So now is my time. Now is the time to talk about indentation. So indentation, when we leave some blank space, some blank space, it could be any, like you could put 2 spaces, 3 spaces, or a tab, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. As long as you have some space here, right? You have to leave some space between this right beneath I, right? You can start from where I has started, right? In the next line. So you need to have some space, right? And then so here you write some code to do something, right? Some code there, right? So this is the this is the structure of if statement, right? So if this condition is true, then only this line will execute. Otherwise, it will not execute. Okay, it will just skip it and go to the next line. Okay, if this is false, right, then it will just skip and go there, right? Now, if this is true, right, then only then this will be executed. Okay, so okay, so this is the if statement. Okay, so I will show you this in code, and then it will be probably much clearer. Okay, so let me create another one. Okay, so here, so for example, I say x equal to 3, right? X equal to 3, and then here I do if, okay, x is greater than 2, right? Then I said there should be a colon, right? Colon, and see here, it automatically, I didn't have to do anything. When I press enter, see, there is a space between here where I started, right? That column, right? And then so it gave me that space. The editor itself gave me, because it knows, right? There should be an indentation. So that space is calling. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, so this space we saw this, right? So this space, this is blank, right? This is blank. So this is called what? Indentation, right? Indentation. So this, okay, you need to know this. If somebody says indentation, you need to know what that is. Okay. So now, say if x equal to 2, so I want to print, so x, x is greater than 2, right? And then let's see, if I run this, let's see what happens. See, it says x is greater than 2, right? Okay, what about this? If I put x is, okay, I changed the value of x. So I made it 1, right? Okay, and then if I run this, see, nothing happened, right? So do you get the idea? I mean, what happened here? Here by so like here, in this case, your x is 1, right? In this case, your x is 1, right? Now here, I have if is the keyword, right? So okay, never write if this way, okay? If you write if capital, right? So this doesn't work though, right? If doesn't work, the I capital or I low uppercase, because it's a keyword. If is a keyword, and then it has to be exactly as it is. As I said, computer, if you have to talk in their language, in the computer's language, right? I mean Python interpreter, they don't understand. It doesn't understand I capital. It don't understand this only. Okay, so just make sure that so make sure that you have I is lowercase, right? So in this case, nothing happened. Why? Because as I said, right? As I said, so this is the condition. So condition, because this operator is a conditional operator, right? As we talked about this, right? This is a conditional operator. Now, this conditional operator, so conditional operator always evaluates to what? Boolean, which is true or false, right? So now x is greater than 2. Now, what do you think? Is it true or false? Please answer, give me the answer, please. Okay, I got some, okay, Sriana says false. Yes, that's right, because x is 1, it's not greater than 2. That means it is false, right? So if it's false, then of course, whatever is, part of this if, right? So print is a part of if statement, right? Right? If clause. So now this won't be executed. So if this is false, whatever comes with, after if, which is indented. Okay. So if I write another one, say print hello. Okay. Say yes. Okay. So now if I do this, if I run it again, what happens? See, nothing gets printed. Why? Because now these both statements, this statement, this print statement, right, and that as well as this print statement, they are part of what? They are part of the if clause, right? If block. Let's say if block, right? If block, because this both are indented. See, they are so, but it has to be indented by the same amount of same indentation, same amount of indentation. See, I have two spaces here, one space, two space, right? And then down here, I have one space, two space, right? So you cannot do this. If you do this, let's see what happens. See, let's try it out. See, now it gives error because see, you have see indentation error. See, yeah, right here, indentation error, right? So you cannot do that. It has to be the same indentation. The indentation should be the equal indentation, right? So now these both are part of the if block, this block, right? So now that's the if this evaluate to false, right? So what about now if I do x equal to 3 like before? Now in this case, now this is going to be what? True or false? If I put x equal to 3, then if x is greater than 2, will be what? True. Thank you, Sriana. Yes, he says it's true. Yes, if it's true, then only then the statements, the code that is part of the if block will be printed. See, now if I run this, what do you expect? Can you give me the answer? What do you expect in this case if I just run as it is here? Okay, so what is my output? Okay, yes, Ravinder sir says x is greater than 2 will be printed, and there will be something else printed as well. Yes, yes, and Subhas completed it. Yeah, very good. Sriana is also correct. Yeah, yeah. So both, see, this will be printed, this whatever, the whole thing, right? This will be printed as well as this will be printed, right? See, yeah, that's what happened, right? Okay, so I hope you get the idea about if, right? So if, that's how if works, right? Okay, so next one, let's see. See, I've explained in detail, right? Please read my. See, I have worked really hard to prepare this document. It took me hours and hours to prepare this so that you could go through this and understand. Okay, I've tried to make it as clear as possible, right? Okay, so please, honor my work, hard work. Okay, so and then please go through this, and then you'll learn a lot. Okay, so let's see, we got that part. Okay, how about, okay, there's another keyword. So these are called keyword, right? So there's another keyword called elif, right? Elif is else if. Okay, so let me just clear the canvas. So there's another keyword called elif. But what this means is this is a short form for else if. Okay, in other programming languages. right? So they actually, you know, they write the whole thing, else if, right? But here, because Python wants to be more efficient probably, so they use elif, right? So what is elif? Elif is now you can use elif with another condition. If a condition before it failed, okay, to see if the new condition will pass. Okay, so now for the for the sake of saving some time, I'll just copy this example, right? And then rather than typing it out, everything, right? So I'll just copy and paste, right? And then try to show you the result, and then I'll try to make sense of it. Okay, so that okay. Now just have to fix the indentation, right? So there's a problem with the indentation here because when I copy and paste it, indentation is gone, right? So here I need to indent this part, and then I need to indent this, and then I have to indent this one, right? So indentation. So indentation means the whatever is indented is part of the. So for example, this statement is part of this if, right? This if. Okay. So now this line of code is a part of, because it's indented right after this, right? Okay. Now this is associated with this one. Okay. All right. So that's how it works. So now, how does it run? So when you run it, okay. Let's see. Okay. So Subhas is asking, indentation को लागि shortcut key छैन Python मा. Okay, shortcut keys actually in many editors, editors you can actually in settings you can do that. Okay, in many editors. So not in Python. Python has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the editor, right? To say this is an editor. So use an editor or mirror, right? So it has nothing to do with the language itself, but it's a tool. So so for example, he says, is there any key or anything or something like that, right? So now I normally, but it's not a good idea, but I use tab. Okay, tab is garda pani huncha. So right here, I can use tab. Okay? So and then you can set the tab to be a certain spaces, number of spaces. You can do that. So this is that tab. Tab is not a good idea. Okay, in terms of best practices, it's not a good idea, but it does the job. It does the way. So you don't have to do, like for example, I don't have to do space twice. Yeah, I don't have to hit the space bar twice, right? I can just, tap on tab, tab, right? And then it'll give you one, big space. So, but normally they say that it's not a good idea to do that. But but a lot of editors, they have this in settings. So here, now let me show you what's going on. Okay, how this code works actually. Okay, so here, so first, okay, let's go with this. So initially, okay, I set x to 2. So this is also called initialization. Okay, so in programming parlance, right? In programming parlance, it's also called initialization, right? Initializing. So we are initializing x at 2. That means there's 2 in x, right? Here, there's 2 in x. So x equal to 2 means there's 2 in x, right? So x, the value of x is 2, right? So now, if x is greater than 5, right? So will that evaluate to true or false? Is x greater than 5? True or false, please? I mean, it's very straightforward, isn't it? Okay, yes. Yeah. Ravin sir, Saroz. Yeah, it's false, right? Of course it's false, right? So if this is false, now will this print or not? Okay. Can you answer me, please? So will this print? Because x is, of course, we saw that this is false, right? No, yeah. Ravin sir says yes. This does not print because this does not get executed at all, right? Yeah. Thank you, Sriana, as well. So yeah, this doesn't get executed because this condition failed, right? This condition failed means this is not going to run. So what it will do is now the execution will jump to this line, okay, this line here. Now it will try to see whether this condition will pass. Okay, this condition will pass. Okay, so now what do you think? Is x greater than 3 now? True or false? Still false, right? Because X is 2, right? Again, F. Thank you, Ravin sir. Yep. See? So it's again false means, do you think that this will run as well? Yes or no? No, it won't run because no, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Suraj. Yeah. So yeah, and then Ravin sir as well. So yeah, so see, because this is false, then this is not going to run, right? So let's try this. Okay, we try another condition. See, we can test multiple conditions. See, now what about this now? Okay, so now the execution will jump to this line, right? So it will test this. Is X greater than 1? True, right? Yes, Supriya. Yes, thank you, Supriya. And Ravin sir also, yeah, it's true. So if it is true, then only. Now, if it's true, then the statements associated with this block, okay, will be executed. Means this will be executed, right? So now what would be printed? X is greater than 1, right? Let's see. Yep, thank you, Ravin sir. Yeah, see, that's what we got, right? We have 10 minutes. Okay, so now, can you try this one? So, for example, I have 4 here. Now, what's the output? What do you expect to get? So, can you analyze this? Okay, so Subhas says X greater than 3, right? Okay, so what about others? Subhas, okay, Ravin sir says the same thing. Yeah, very good. Yeah, so let's see why. Let's see why. Yeah, I think they are correct, right? And then let's run and see. Okay. Yeah, that's right. X is greater than 3. So both are correct, right? Subhas, and then Ravin sir. Okay. So why? Why did that happen? So let's analyze. So we have X equal to 4, right? X equal to 4. Okay, Supriya is asking what happens if none of the conditions are true for the given number. Yeah, very good question. Okay, I'll come to that. Okay, so first let me finish this. Okay, so X equal to 4, right? X equal to 4 means our value of X is 4. That means 4 is greater than 5 is false, right? So of course, then this will not be printed. This will not be printed. And then execution will jump here and then we'll test this one, right? It will test whether X is greater than 3. I mean, is it X is 4? X is 4, right? So 4 is greater than 3? Yes, true. If it is true, then this will be printed, right? So that's the reason we have this, right? X is greater than 3, X is greater than 3 is printed, and then it skips everything after that in the if else if block, right? And then it will go to the next statement after all this. So this is one if elif block. This whole thing from here to here. Okay, this is a if else if elif block. Okay, all right. So now because this got printed, now it won't go and check this one. It will not go and check this one. Okay, so it will just jump to if I have another statement here, print. Okay, I say end. Okay, okay. So let's see now what happens. Let's see. See now it didn't go here. This got printed, right? This line got printed, and then it didn't even go there. It just skipped this, and then just got out of the if else if block. This block, right? So if you might have more else if and everything, it will skip all of those and go to the, another fresh line. Okay, so this is how it works. So now coming back to Supriya's question. So now, does anybody? Can somebody take a guess what happens if none of the statements, none of the conditions are true? So, for example, I put here, let's say 0. Now, if I put 0, right, then none of the conditions will be true, right? X is greater than 5, no. X is greater than 3, false, right? X is greater than 1, false. Then what happens? Okay, so Subhas says सबै check हुन्छ कुनै meet नभएपछि यत्तिकै execute हुन्छ, nothing will be printed. Okay, yes. Yeah. All right, do you get nothing? Okay, so here, okay, yeah, very good points. Okay, all of you. Okay, Ravin sir, Sriyana, as well as who? Let's see, Subhash, right? So now you say that nothing gets printed, right? Okay, all right. So you might be okay. For the moment, I'll say you might be correct. Okay, all right. So now if I run this as it is here, this code here, right? So what gets printed? I mean, something will be printed probably, right? So what gets printed? If I run this as it is now, okay, let's see. Okay, Subhas says end, right? All right. Anybody else wants to, jump in here? Yeah, good. Srijana, yeah, she also says and. Ravinder sir says and. Yeah, very good, very good. See, you got the point. You got the point. Yeah. See now, uh, this is false means this is not going to be printed, right? This is false. This is not going to be printed. This is false. This is not. So of course it will you know try each of the condition. We have three conditions here, right? It will try all three of them, but none of them met the condition. None of them, all of the conditions were false. That means it will now jump to. It will just go to another line, whatever that line comes after this block. Okay, if else block. See, we have print here, so this gets printed. Okay, all right, very good, very good. I'm glad that everybody really understood this thing. Okay, all right, so let's go to next one. Okay, and then there's another keyword called else. Okay, now what about else now? Okay, else. What else does is if all of the if and else if, right? If all of the you have if, right, something, else if, right, elif, and something, okay, and then another elif and something and so on, right? And then if none of the conditions meet, then you can put one catch-all, right? So it's like a net, right? It catches, okay? So, and then you can do something here, right? And then, so none of the conditions, see, for example, this is false. The if condition is false. Else if this one is false, this one is false, then uh, else will be executed, and then this will be executed though. Okay. All right. See, let's see. Let's go with an example on that. Okay. So here, I'll just copy and paste so as to save time. Okay. So it doesn't make sense to type up everything. Okay. So I'll just just replace this with this. Okay. So here, let's see. So only I have to fix my indentation. Okay. So make sure that you indentation. So other programming languages they don't care much about indentation, right? But Python, it works with. If your indentation is incorrect, it doesn't work, right? Because the scope is determined by scope means this. Okay, scope we'll talk about. So if you take my higher level courses, then I'll go into that detail. Scope is another topic. Okay. So anyway, so this defines the scope. Actually, indentation defines the scope. Okay. Okay. I have no. I cannot. I won't explain what scope is at the moment because you don't have to understand what scope is in order to understand this code. Okay? All right. Anyway, so here, let's see. Let's analyze this. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So yeah, I have x equal to 1, right? I have x equal to 1. So now, so that means x is greater than 5 is false, right? This is false because x is 1, right? So this won't get printed. This will not get printed. X equal to 3, it goes here and tests this, right? X equal to 3, but x is 1, right? Okay, so it's coming from the previous. Okay, so x equal to 1. So x is greater than 3. That's also false. So this one will get printed. It comes here then, right? It tests this one. X is greater than 1, true or false? False, right? Because x equal to 1, it's not greater than 1. In order to be greater than 1, it has to be 2, right? 2 or more, right? So now this is also false, right? X is greater than 1 is also false. That means this is not going to be printed as well. So what happens? Then at the end, we come to else. Now, this will be printed for sure, okay? Now this gets printed because none of the above conditions, none of the above conditions was met, right? So now this is a catch-all and everything failed, right? Then this will be executed. So now can you guys tell me what's the output of this? If I run this, what do I expect? Okay, I got something in chat. Okay, all right. Subhas says whatever is here and else, this will be printed and the end will be printed, right? Yes. Yeah. Subhas is correct. Yeah. Okay, let's see. See, that's what it is, right? So this got printed. Okay. So if none of so for example, okay, and this got printed, and then naturally, okay, it will go to the next line, right? So yeah. Now, okay, I'll ask another question. How about this? If I do x equal to 6, right? Now what happens? What's the output? Okay, so first and okay, x is greater than 5, Supriya. Yes, yes, Subhas is also correct. Yeah, very good, very good. See, now because the first condition passes, right? X is greater than 5 means x is 6, right? So 6 is greater than 5, this is true, right? So that means this will get printed.